This story about the Wa people, a Southeast Asian ethnic people, will blow your mind. The Wa people practiced spiritism and they were known for headhunting because they believed that planting heads along with their seed once a year would ensure a bountiful harvest. But they had a prophet of God, Siye, which is what they referred to as the Almighty God. So this prophet rose up around 1880s and they called the prophet Puchan. So Puchan warned them against headhunting and spiritual appeasement. The prophet told them that the God was about to send the long-awaited white brother with a copy of the lost book, and that if he came to the Wa people and saw them practicing evil things, he was going to think that they were unworthy of this lost book and was going to turn away from them. One morning, Puchan, the prophet, saddled his pony and said to his disciples, "Siya told me last night that the white brother has finally come near. Siya will cause this pony to lead you to him. When you find this white brother, let him mount this pony. We would be an ungrateful people if we made him walk the last part of his journey towards us." The pony led them through 200 miles of mountainous trail and down to a city called Kengtong. Then the pony turned into a gate and headed into a missionary's compound, and then just stopped there. It headed straight to a well and stopped at the well. This part of the story was narrated directly by the missionary's granddaughter to the author of the book Eternity in Their Hearts, the same book I told you guys to get a copy, you got to read this stuff yourself. So the pony stopped at the well, and the Wa disciples looked around and they didn't see any white brother or book. And then they heard a sound coming from the well, and then they looked into the well and they saw two blue eyes looking up at them. The man inside the well was named William Marcus Young, which was a missionary who had been around the area and was preaching the gospel to the Lahu people who lived around there. He had become very fluent in the language. I could understand what they were saying. And then he climbed out of the well, which he was still digging at that time. And then the Wa disciples asked him a question: "Have you brought a book from God?" He just nodded his head. The Wa disciples were overwhelmed with joy and they fell at his feet and they told him all the message that Pachun the prophet had told him. And then they said to him, "This pony is for you. Our people are waiting. Fetch the book. We must be on our way now." But Young explained to them that he couldn't leave because he had thousands of Lahu people coming every day, which he taught about the Bible. And then he spoke to the Lahu Christians, and then they gave them accommodation and taught them intensively about the gospel and sent them back to their own tribe. By this means, Pachun, the prophet who sent them, and thousands of the people became Christians without a single visit from William Young. Isn't that just amazing? But later, William's son, Vincent, whom had grown up around the people and learned the language, made repeated journeys into the Wa Mountains and provided more teachings in person. He even translated the New Testament in the Wa language. The Young later baptized 10,000 Wa people who later spread the gospel further into Southeast Asia. This is just one of thousands of events like this that's happened throughout history, showing God's faithfulness and drawing people back to him. In John chapter 10 verse 16, Jesus says, "I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock and one shepherd." There are more people willing to hear this gospel of Jesus Christ, of Yeshua, even more than we are willing to share it. So share this video. Let's share the gospel.